down on small business and industry. The NLEA on the other side,
that's the Labeling Act.
Right, is going to give the FDA is writing the regulations on the NLEA right now, which Congress proposed in the NLEA. It's actually a 500-page act. Under that, under the vitamins and herbs and cosmetics, what it's going to do is give the right to the FDA to actually decipher this information and act on it with these new powers. So that's where, when we look at it from our point of an industry, is now they're asking for more power, and now they're going to actually be able to decipher what Congress has said and then act on it with this power. So that's one reason why right now we have a lot of people calling their congressman and representative and saying no to 3642, because this is going to give them power to then in turn act on NLEA to probably take away a lot of the products that are sitting on our shelves right now.
Start giving me some examples of what you're talking about so people at home will understand what items are in question. A
lot of people use amino acids. This is one, lysine, which is used commonly for cold sores, and people have been using it for probably 30 years. And this is where they're right now looking at all the amino acids, of reclassifying them possibly as prescription drugs. Once they interpret the NLEA, they can take out what they want and reclassify them as subscription drugs if they would like to. Yeah.
Some of the other things are what? Well, give me another idea. We've got a broad base of products here.
Right, we're talking about a lot of products. I mean, you're talking about herbal preparations such as this in a tea form. And
now, what does that tea purport to do?
This is called Smooth Move, which is an interesting tea, and
what does Smooth Move do?
It's an herbal laxative tea.
Herbal laxative. Oh,
but it's a combination of different herbs, and by the way the the NLEA is being written right now, herbs are going to only be used as flavorings, or only be recognized as flavorings, and actually won't be able to be used in medicinal purposes, and companies will not be able to make any kind of health claim or to write information about herbs and what they do. And we're talking about herbs that have been used for 6,000 years. And now,
are we also not talking about megavitamins and some products that are used by weightlifters, for instance?
As the NLEA stands right now, they're saying that vitamins are the only thing that they recognize as a vitamin is the actual amounts that are found in food. Anything above that is what the FDA is going to look at in seeing if they want to make anything above the amount that's in food as a drug. So we have been protected as an industry for many years under the Proxmire Act that was back in the 70s, which our industry, and Frank can probably, because he was in that battle, to protect our industry against the FDA regulating our industry as a drug industry.
Okay. Clara, you are of the opinion that maybe some regulation could be needed to protect consumers.
Yes, our philosophy, my philosophy is to protect the consumer of Florida. As a native of Florida, I have a very strong commitment to making sure that when facts or when claims are being made, that they have both scientific validity and scientific reliability, and that information that's being presented to a consumer be factual and not be made up from testimonials or hearsay or I wish to sell something. In other words, it's very important that the consumer have the protection that the information that they're receiving on a product label or orally in a store or in writing with accompanying literature be truthful and reliable.
You think that there are some things in health food stores that are being sold that people are spending money on that they shouldn't?
No, currently I don't believe there's much of that going on, because we have a Florida statute, Florida Statute 499, called the Florida Food Drug Cosmetic Act, that strictly prohibits the false advertisement orally or in writing of any information that's not truthful and factual.
Then why do we need more regulation then?
I don't see that this particular legislation presents the kind of problem that these gentlemen feel are going to ensue. I believe that that the total legislation for the Labeling Act is really to protect the consumer and provide information that has been previously confusing. For instance, the saturated fat, the cholesterol levels, the amount of sugar, the amount of sodium, the product safety, the conflict between something that is low or reduced cholesterol-free. This has been very confusing for all consumers, and this is the real intent of that legislation, was to clarify for the consumer so that they could have easier understanding of the label in the grocery store.
Okay, then
I don't
Frank,
believe you're going to find the products with those problems so much in natural food stores as you will otherwise. And if you want to stop consumer fraud, in my opinion, in Florida, the first thing you could do is get rid of your food irradiation. But let me tell you, about the FDA that this legislation wants to give more power to. May I just say a word about what they've done with the power that they already have in recent years?
yes, I understand you want to bring up the rate.
Well, I intend to, because the FDA, under current powers, has kicked in the door of a very prominent doctor whose degree was from Harvard and from Michigan, a medical doctor, and they kicked in the doors with flak jackets on and drawn .45 caliber pistols, sticking it in the faces of honest people who were there to have B vitamins, and saying, freeze. And they took his products and his files and his equipment out, would not let him in. And I think if the FDA, with their current powers, can do this kind of thing, which I consider the Pearl Harbor of attack on justice and on freedom as we understand it in the United States, that this is not an agency that you want to give more power to under the current leadership of Dr. David Kessler.
The Food and Drug Administration, though, by its very title, is there to protect and serve the consumer from things that are harmful, snake oil salesmen, things like this. And so if there's nothing really to hide about this, then why would you be opposed to regulation?
That is absolutely what they're supposed to do, and that's what they should be doing, and that's what I believe most of the people in FDA want to do. We have good inside sources in FDA who say that there is a tremendous move under this current administration of Dr. David Kessler to put the natural food business totally out of business. Now, I was an organic farmer for 27 years. I put up with worlds of persecution from the likes of Secretary Earl Butz saying that which half of the people are going to die from malnutrition if we go to organic farming. And now we've proven that it's not only efficacious, it is helping to save the soil from this terrific erosion and the terrific chemical pollution, save our water, and now it's in. Organic farming is in and admitted to be a success, so now they're attacking, and I say they, meaning the oligarchy of the drug cartel, the chemical cartel, and the medical cartel that does not want to allow any truth but their own truth.
Okay.
They're saying there is no truth but what we have, and anyone else is going to be stopped and persecuted, and their products are going to be taken off the shelf.
I'll come back in just a moment. Okay.
Of course I killed them. I just aimed, shot, and killed those little creeps myself.
Faster killing black flag ant and roach killer kills with an exterminator-proven ingredient.
They all deserve to die.
Black flag.
Nah, they're out. My grandmother's here. No, I'm not asking Jennifer. Look, I'm not going to the stupid dance, all right? Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's my kid.
You're not going to the dance, huh?
He inherited my 2 left feet, but as usual, Mom's there to the rescue.
Sort of.
I'm going to teach you to dance.
She's always made people feel more confident and secure. That's why I want Mom to feel more secure, particularly with healthcare. When I heard Mom called Humana for their no-cost booklet, I was pleased. The Simplifier explained all the latest changes in Medicare supplement laws and Mom's choices. We learned about the Humana Select Plan, Medicare supplement insurance, and the Humana Gold Plus Plan, America's largest federally qualified Medicare HMO. It has a slide wheel we use to see the health care plans available, plus information about the quality health care Humana hospitals provide.
Call for your copy of the Simplifier today.
Jennifer? Yeah, we're going to the dance Friday, right?
Humana, the right choice for your health care.
It's about value, it's about time for rooms to go. It's the new way to furnish, so easy to do. We put a room together and deliver to you. We make it so easy, you're treated so nice. And rooms to go has the very best price. When it's time for you to decorate, there's one thing you should know. It's about value, it's about time for rooms to go. Rooms to go.
Amazing Blue Star ointment stops itching fast. Jock itch, ringworm, tetter, relieves athlete's foot. Blue Star ointment, the one that's guaranteed. Ask for it.
One daily news magazine stands out because every day Inside Edition shares real-life experiences you'll never forget. Always dramatic and sometimes horrifying. On the next Inside Edition, for millions, their cool summer fun.
I couldn't move. I didn't know why.
Paralyzed for life.
I know of at least 16 cases involving broken necks like Craig's.
How safe are water slides? On the inside, it's a whole different story.
Tonight at 7 on TVT 13.
Talking today about the potential regulation of megavitamins and health food products, and Clara Lawhead from the Pasco County Health Department was just about to make a point. Go ahead.
Yes, I do not represent the Food and Drug Administration. I represent public health officials and public health employees. However, I do want to make one mention that I think the audience needs to know, and that's that I have a letter in front of me from the Food and Drug Administration in Maryland that says that they too oppose this piece of legislation, which is called 3642, feeling that they already have enough strength and that the enforcement powers of the Food and Drug Administration are adequate. So I think that takes away some of the heat involved in this, that they themselves do not support this piece of legislation that's being considered today.
Because you all have this image in your mind of guys with guns drawn coming in and storming a health food store or something, right?
No, I think most of the members of the FDA are good, legitimate people doing a legitimate job. Honest labeling is important. I think that they do have enough power, they think already, to bust in the doors and put 45s on people. But the thing that I want to mention is that they have said up in the high councils of the FDA that they're going to use good local people like Clara and state people. I just called on our governor's office in Texas and on the Attorney General's office, and next Wednesday I'll be talking to the Department of Health. They're trying to use the Texas people who happen to be totally opposed to the Bush FDA on a lot of issues to walk across their minefields and attack honest products by young entrepreneurs. We have here a very important issue of large business that did not pay any taxes in the 80s. They got huge rebates. They didn't have any antitrust laws that they had to conform with, and now they're attacking small business.
Okay, well,
that's an issue.
Okay, I understand you're saying attacking small business, but for the consumer sitting out there who are buying these products, let me just play devil's advocate with you for a moment. L-tryptophan and some products that were used extensively for a while and then were pulled because they were determined to not be doing really good things for people. No. Isn't there a fear that people could be buying things and buying products that are not doing any good?
L-tryptophan was pulled because of one bad batch of product from Japan. That's why it was pulled.
Barbara in Tampa, go ahead.
Let me make a point to that. It wasn't L-tryptophan. It was an actual bacterial and contaminant that was in through the process of forming that. Now the question that we have as an industry is that why is L-tryptophan not back on the market? Because in a similar situation, Perrier had a contaminant that was through a filtration process that contaminated their product. It was pulled from the market, but now it's back on. You have Tylenol, you have Sudafed, you have Chilean grapes. You have a lot of incidences out there where there were products that were contaminated.
I see, okay.
They're back on the market.
Right,
L-tryptophan isn't. And the FDA won't budge on saying when they're going to let L-tryptophan back on the market.
Okay, let's take a quick phone call. Barbara, go ahead. Are you there? Guess she's not there. Okay, stand up. Make your point quickly.
All right. Since recorded history, we've always had the ethnic groups have used herbs all along the way for cures, for comfort. Even the homeless and the penniless can go forth and use something along the way in the field. And to get back to you talking about the FDA and this zapping of food, I see in the morning paper their control was put on, but they also allow it to be put in jams and through the canning houses, so without marking it. They mark it for the...
Are you talking about irradiation?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's make it clear that we are not talking about irradiation on this program. We need to talk about the point at hand, which is vitamins and health food products. And your point is what?
My point is that John Hancock and the Declaration of Independence gives us some freedoms. Okay. And we are smart enough to choose. We would not buy it or spend our money if it wasn't good for us. I think we have...
Whoa, now wait a minute. We wouldn't be spending our money if it weren't good for us. Now, you can't make a blanket statement like that because people do spend their money on things that are not good for them. You understand?
True. Yes, I understand that. But I think that the majority of people that have proved it and had cures would be lost. In fact, they would probably kill my family because we use an herb called echinacea.
Well, let me say a word
Got your
about
point
herbs.
then. Okay,
Herbs
we're
were
going to
given
take a
to
break,
us.
and I will let you speak when we
Okay.
come back. Okay, I want to tell you about a couple of upcoming programs very quickly. Tomorrow, we're going to meet a woman who's written a book called No Girls Allowed. Now, this book lists the men in this area who are members of clubs around town that have been traditionally male only. Should men and women have separate clubs? This book is stirring up a lot of controversy. Then coming up on Monday, a talent search for the next big modeling star. If you thought you had to be 6 feet tall and weigh 90 pounds, think again, because Models Plus is looking for larger models, big models, and you could be discovered. If you'd like to join us in our studio audience for either of these shows, give us a call. 870-9650 is the number. The tickets are free. We'll be right back.
One single flea can lay 400 eggs. But while regular flea killers can kill the flea, they can leave 400 more to hatch in its place. Raid Flea Killer Plus kills fleas dead in your home and on your dog. Plus, kills their hatching eggs. Raid Flea Killer Plus kills fleas dead in your home and on your dog. From SC Johnson Wax.
Recreational Factory Warehouse is celebrating the 4th of July with our biggest super sale of the year. And if you're going to buy a swimming pool or spa, you can't afford to miss this major 10-day sales event. Full-size 4-foot deep pools, only $199. That's right, only $199. And save on portable spas, either deluxe 7-foot lounger model or 4-person style. Your choice, just $9.99, delivered free. So declare your independence from high prices and hurry to the July 4th super sale, going on now at Recreational Factory Warehouse, your factory superstore.
How big a group do you have to belong to get $1 million of health insurance from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida? 1,000? 100? Would you believe 1? It's true. Just one person can get $1 million of major medical coverage from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida. So if you're self-employed, an early retiree, or between jobs, call this toll-free number for free information on how you can get the big dollar major medical benefits enjoyed by thousands of employee groups across Florida. Even if you're in great health today, just one hospital stay due to an accident or illness could cost you about $8,000. So don't take chances. Call now for free information. Find out how you can carry the car that's worth a full $1 million, even if you don't belong to a group.
If you're a Florida resident under age 65 without group health insurance, call toll-free 1-800-537-9600 for free information. That's 1-800-537-9600.
I promised Frank Ford the next point. Go ahead.
Well, on herbs, God gave us herbs. It's in Genesis 1:29. It is a God-given gift, and my Bible says that God will have no other gods before him, and I say FDA is trying to play God in many cases. These young people who are in this audience are going to have to pay heavily if we don't have health maintenance and easy to access. We're all ethnic groups. Every one of us here is an ethnic group, and these young people are currently going to have to pay 13% of gross national product for sickness care when God wants us to be well. He wants us to be healthy. He wants us to use products like he made it.
But you were saying that you think the Labeling Act is actually a good idea, in theory.
No doubt it's
nothing wrong with us having knowledge of what's in a product.
But it has information in there that the FDA, and the reason we have this problem is that our industry is in a gap. We're in between food and we're in between drugs, because our concentrated supplements really act as drugs. They actually, a lot of them do, and a lot of them replace drugs. And the FDA's got a real problem with us when they look at us and say, well, they're not a drug and they're really not a food, so where are they and how are we going to regulate them? And in the past, the FDA has really come down on our industry in many incidences and caused our industry a lot of problems. And one of, like Frank was saying, one of their conquests is to one thing, make Commissioner Kessler look good, And our industry right now is very high profile because in the nation right now, people are changing their diets, and so our industry is becoming very big, and it's out there. But we're not a multi-billion, $100 billion industry, and whoops, and why not come after our industry? Because it's not going to change the economics of our country that much.
I think basically what we're looking for is access to the information, that freedom, and that's what's in violation here when you have people busting down somebody's door because they don't comply with traditional AMA practices.
Yeah.
And
we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
In Christmas time, I couldn't think of a better gift than a photo from Glamour Shots. A lot goes into these photos. The talent of the makeup artist, the professionalism of the photographer. It was wonderful to get to see the pictures right after we had just shot them. Glamorous looks, casual looks. It was all there to be tried, and I tried them all and had fun.
Sizzle with summer savings at Glamour Shots. Bring a friend and save 50% with this 2 for the price of 1 special.
The Bartises before combined almost 400 pounds. The Bartises after losing over 100 pounds. What's their secret? Quick weight loss.
After losing 70 pounds of quick weight loss, my blood pressure returned to normal, and I'm off all medication now.
I went from a size 10 to my old size 3, and I have a whole new wardrobe now, all my old clothes.
Grand opening Brandon. Get 75% off a national quick weight loss. Call 1411 now for the nearest National Quick Weight Loss Center.
Limousine service for guests of Eye on Tampa Bay provided by Fancy Nancy's Limousines, Tampa Bay's first-class limousine service.
Forget any sale you've seen, any ad you've ever read. The best time to save on carpet is now. It's New York Carpet World's great July sale. Carpets giveaway priced and credits free. Tell us the brand, the style, the color. It's sale priced, 40, 50, even 60% off. Short rolls, overstocks to 70% off. Huge savings on ceramic tile and vinyl floors too. And credits free with no payments till next year. Don't miss the great July sale. Get to New York Carpet World by Saturday night.
The information you get when you call Cancer Help Link isn't for everyone. It's just for you. Because personal factors determine risk, like your age, lifestyle, and diet. Women are at risk in different ways than men. And then there's family history. So when you call, our nurse can tell you how to reduce your risk and answer the question we all want to know.
What about me?
Cancer Help Link.
Concerned about the proposed legislation, but I've been hearing stories from the Northwest where the FDA is coming into research companies and not letting them make certain products that I particularly take. So they have to separate them. What can we do about what's going on before any legislation?
Well, one thing we can do is be eternally vigilant. That's the price of freedom. Barry Goldwater said in 1986, I happen to be a big fan of his, that we no longer have a government of the people.
She wants to know what consumers can do if they're
but of the moneyed interest, and we need to be alert to every single little attack on small business and on the freedom of health.
But what do they do? Write their congressman?
Sure. Absolutely.
Write or phone their congressman or representative.
Yeah, I just want to say that we're concerned about protecting the public. It's always been in the interest, supposedly, of protecting the people, that the people's rights have just been taken away from them. That's what the FDA is trying to do in this vitamin and herb legislation. I will not stand for it. I hope the people who are watching TV will get on the phone and oppose 3642 and protect their rights. I have a right to it.
I'd just like to say, if the FDA is going to regulate herbs, I wish they'd start with tobacco first.
That's right.
Clara, go ahead. I know you want us to jump in here.
Touche, excellent point. I would like to say that one of the issues that I hear is when is a food a food and when is a food a drug? A food becomes a drug when a health claim is made about it. And when a health claim is made about a drug, I want to know that that health claim is valid and true, that it's reliable. It's not based on testimony. Some of the bills that are introduced right now, like the Hatch bill, which is very strange, allows any kind of testimonial to be considered scientific evidence. To me, that's not good policy. What I would like to say is that the consumer needs to be provided adequate information. They need to be able to discern whether a food product has excessive amounts of nutrients or excessive amounts of chemicals. This is part of the labeling law, is to allow the consumer to have the truth in labeling
Or how
in front
about
of
not
them.
enough nutrients like a lot of our food?
This is
I've been in Israel in each of their last 2 wars, dear Clara, and I am going to fight for freedom like they fight. I'm going to fight to win.
I'm a native, I'm American, and I will fight for my freedoms as well. I believe we're confusing the issues. We're throwing the issue of vitamin and mineral supplements in because it's very, very controversial. I don't see that in this legislation. It is not addressed directly. What I see addressed directly is validity of scientific information, that the information provided to the consumer is factual and truthful and that it is reliable.
We're with you on that.
I'm sure that you feel like you're not selling anything that would be harmful or capable of being misused, but she makes a good point. When I go in and spend my money and it makes a claim, I would like to know that the government has protected me from that claim being false. Answer.
Right. Well, the point that she's making is that in the NLEA, there's really good information in there, but how the FDA is going to interpret that information and how they're going to act on our industry is what we have a problem with, because insiders and lobbyists and our lawyers in our industry are already saying, they're seeing the signs that the FDA is going to take it against our industry, and the only way people are going to do something about it is to write their representatives and call their congressmen and say that we want these products.
Attacking fiber.
If you watch the news for complete coverage, there really is only one choice. Channel 13 Eyewitness News, awarded Best Overall News Coverage in the state of Florida by the Associated Press. Channel 13 has also received the highest honor for Best News Series and outstanding awards for Best Half-Hour Newscast, Spot News, Serious Feature, and Photography. If you watch the news for coverage, choose the award-winning team of Channel 13 Eyewitness News. Coverage you can count on.
Big news from the Money Store. Home equity loans as low as 8%.
Phil Rizzuto here for the Money Store with the great summer special for qualified homeowners. Now get a fixed-rate home equity loan as low as 8%. That's right, 8%. And your low rate is locked in for the life of the loan. Use the money to pay off your bills, make home improvements, buy a new car. It's up to you. Call 1-800-LOAN-YES right now. The Money Store, where America goes for money.
Bob's Carpet Mart breaks the price barrier on Stainmaster carpet. That's right, this DuPont certified Stainmaster carpet is only $5.88 a square yard. Only $5.88. This carpet has never been this affordable, ever. You have only 80 rolls available, so hurry, they won't last long. Or how about a most outrageous price on designer stain-resistant Ferber? Only $2.99. Really, only $2.99. After Saturday, these deals are gone. Bob's Carpet Mart, your favorite carpet store.
Seconds become hours. Steps turn to miles. Years of training go into one moment. A chance to bring home the gold. These Olympians will be here in Tampa Bay, and Andy Hardy shares their dreams with you. Meet the hopefuls on their quest from Tampa Bay to Barcelona. Monday at 5 and 6 on Channel 13 Eyewitness News. Coverage you can count on. This is a current view from Sky Tower Radar, Tampa Bay's most powerful Doppler radar.